And folks, right now we're going to jump over to our man Basil Chapman. You can listen to Basil's outstanding program, the Tiger Technicians Hour, every trading day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on Tiger TV. And a week from today, folks, we're announcing this webinar right now. Basil's put together a great webinar for his subscribers to the opening call. You can check this out right on the front page of TFNN a week from tonight. Tuesday, December 16th, 90-minute webinar from 4 till 5:30, the outlook for 2026, what looks good going into the new year, and we got the points he'll be talking about. We'll talk to Basil about that coming up right now. Basil Chapman, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tommy. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself, man?
I'm well, thank you.
You know, Basil, I was looking at, you sent over this great information for the webinar that you're going to be doing for your opening call subscribers a week from today. That webinar, it will be archived, folks. If you want to sign up, right on the front page, okay, you can sign up for a month, 6 months, or a year. You can add savings to the 6 month and the year. They all come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you've never tried it out, check out the monthly, check out the 6 month, whatever you like. You get in there for 30 days. It comes with a money-back guarantee. And Basil, when I was making sure this was all live on the website, everything, I was going through your archive webinars because, of course, we archive everything we do. And you've got 20-plus archive webinars up there now, Basil, and that's only going back until 2001. I mean, all the ones before. So just a great vault of education in there, and this one coming up. So talk to me. Talk to the subscribers. Talk to the listeners. What are we going to be talking about in a week, Basil, please?
So there are a number of things that I've been looking at, and what has happened over the last, well, first of all, from the April low, and then again, just from the most recent low, there's been a big change in the market. And at this particular point, the rallying aspect is there's a difference between the hot stocks of earlier in the year and what's happened now. Let me just run this through and I'll show you. Look, this is the daily, this is the weekly, and this is the monthly on the right. So this is the Dow. The Dow made a higher low from the October low, it ran up and pulled back, and then it came back on the 20th of November, started another move up. In this particular move, we've got something very different to what we had seen before. For instance, under all the conditions, under everything that you've heard, would you ever believe that a stock, an old fuddy-duddy stock like General Motors, is at an all-time high as we speak? I mean,
I think of you every time I see that stock now, Basil. I do. You had a great. It's just a remarkable run. It is.
And so that is so. I mean, actually, I'm looking at a portfolio and I'm saying to myself, "Gosh, this is almost like in 1987. When in the summer of 1987, I remember having General Motors on Triple M and all these Dow stocks." But it's just fascinating that there's been this rotation, and within that context, I've looked at it and I've said there's nothing here that's given. For instance, GE, which we are still long from quite a lot lower, we haven't done anything now, but it double topped to 316 and twice 316 back in October. And I'm going to be talking about this in the webinar, what you can look for, round numbers, double tops or double bottoms. And look, here it is down at 285. You would think that GE in a moment like this would be participating. If General Motors is moving up, why isn't General Electric? So you've got to be very careful. For instance, we are still long Robinhood. We started the position back in the 16s, and it ran up. We took profits, and then we waited a long time, and we just got back in this month. I think it was in November, just in early November. We got in at 100. It went down to 102. From 152, it comes down to 102. And we got long, and here it is at 137. We went long at 109. It's at 137. So this is telling me that it's a very select move going up at this particular time, and you've got to be quite careful. But at the same time, you need to be looking at technically, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at the technicals. For instance, we went long just the other day. This is Rocket Lab USA, aerospace manufacturer, end-to-end solutions. And here it is. It's gone from a low below 40, and it's trading at 52 right now, and it's only in leg B. And that's the other thing that I'll be talking about in the webinar. What connotes big moves in the market? When you can get to Let me just, what was I looking at? I'll think of it in a moment. There was a stock that just went to a leg D, but it's way off the bottom, and it's had just this tiniest move to do the 4 peaks to D, yet this is only in leg B. So this is just saying to me, if you're very selective and you look at certain technicals, look at the way this hit for about 6 times over 8 sessions, the 200-period moving average, this orange line right here, and look how it used it as a springboard, and now the stochastics at 92%. I love that. And if it's only in leg B, it says that it could pull back, but it should be going higher, and we'll know within a couple of days. We'll know what the Fed does and how the market reacts. And that's another thing that we've been speaking about this for some time, that the TLT has just been making lower lows and lower highs. The TBT, which is the opposite, that's the yields. Look at this. It's a very strong move to the upside above the 200-period moving average. But if you look at the weekly, you say, it could deflect lower. So there's some room for the Fed to, is this one of the last meetings that Powell has? I think maybe it's one or two.
No, he's got some more because he goes till May. And they're every 6 weeks. So I don't know exactly right, but every 6 weeks up until about May. So he's got a few more.
I thought it was January. Okay, well that's May. So let's forget about him because he's not gonna rock the boat. He's got his thinking. The Fed has to look. The Fed looks at history, and they can't really project out because they're looking at data. And data is everything that's happened before. So he said that he will make changes when it is appropriate. So I got a feeling that he'll kind of keep everything about the same. What's he going to do? The bond market is saying we're going lower and rates are going higher. If you're going to make any changes, we'll adjust accordingly, and probably it'll be a slow move. So I'm saying I'm excluding that right now. Look at the IYT. This is the transportation index, all-time high yesterday. All-time high. And when I hear news about the market, even today I'm hearing people saying, lay people, just regular folks saying to me, what's going on with this market? When they say that, it always implies to me that they are deadly afraid and that they've got as little money in the market as possible, or money that is dedicated that they can't really touch. And that just says to me, this is, when you look at it in a very technical way, there's a lot that you got to be. When I listen to Elliott Wave and I listen to people talking about all those negatives about debt and the crises that you don't see that are going on, I say to myself, it's important. You've got to take note of that. But at the same time, the market is its own beast. It doesn't. Economists have been saying since January, this is the worst period in history. And the market's saying, no, this is the best period we've had. So I'm trying to do technical analysis, and that's what I'm going to say to subscribers. I like to have positions in the portfolio, single digit, double digit, triple digit, so that they're all levels that people can get in at and price points, that is. And then what we're also doing is, what I've been saying is, I want what works. I don't want to look at something and say, in 2026, it could be very good. I want stuff that's working now because it's telling us in this market, this is participating. And that's why it's going to be very exciting over the next week or two to be making a portfolio going into January.
Well, Basil, I'm sure I'll be in there. I always enjoy the education. You always do a tremendous job. Folks, check it out. Right on the front page, the opening call, a week from tonight. Get in there, 30-day money-back guarantee. And you got many, many archive webinars in there as well.
I forgot to
Basil,
mention
thanks so much. We look forward to the program tomorrow.